Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a wear test and review on the new Maybelline Superstay foundation. I'm pretty sure that this isn't a new foundation, it's just like newly formulated, I'm pretty sure. And if you guys watched my last Chit Chat Get Ready With Me video, which by the time this goes up it might be a couple videos back, I was talking about this foundation. I did wear it and put it on, so I have been wearing it, kind of testing it out to see how I like to apply it, what primers work or primers don't work, just things of that nature, so that while I'm doing this video I can kind of give you tips and tricks that I find work best for me with this foundation, in case you guys try it out or you've tried it out and haven't liked it and you didn't do these things, maybe try it again, I don't know. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and do this video because I have really been liking this foundation. The very first time that I tried it, it was a disaster. I thought I hated the foundation, and after testing it out and getting the right shade, because the first time that I tried it I got the completely wrong shade. I was going to be doing a first impression and it just like, I literally couldn't, I looked like an Oompa Loompa, so it was a struggle. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into applying the foundation, and then throughout the day we'll do some check-ins so you can see how it wears on my skin throughout the day as well. So let's get into it. Okay, so for me personally, my skin is like combination oily. However, it hasn't been that oily as of late just because it is the winter time, so it's been a little bit on the drier side. Right now it's really it's just kind of like normal. I have been breaking out quite a bit from hormones and stress and stuff like that, but as far as like oil production, I haven't really been getting very much oil throughout the day, so that's good. So basically I always start with priming my foundations. I never use a foundation without a primer. Some people believe in them, some people don't. I just personally doesn't feel right without using a foundation. It doesn't feel right using a foundation without a primer, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I find that it does help for my foundations to look better on my skin and things of that nature. But as always, do what's best for you. And so I'm going to start off by spraying my face with the Makeup Revolution Oil Control Fixing Spray. So I just like to do this as kind of like a base spray, so it'll kind of lock in my oils, make sure I don't get oily throughout the day. So I'll put that on first, and then a primer that I have been loving and I think it pairs so well with this foundation is the NYX Angel Veil Primer, and this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Hourglass Veil Primer. I've never used that primer, but I really like this one. It just makes it just makes my skin feel super smooth and just like, I don't know, it literally makes my skin feel like a baby's bottom. Like, it just smooths out everything. For the longest time, I didn't like this primer because it gives me like a weird like white cast on my skin. And I just like, I don't know, I just couldn't get down with it. Especially because my skin was oily and I would just always kind of tend to go towards like oil controlling and pore filling primers. But I just really love this primer with this foundation. I just feel like it works really well because it just smooths everything out and kind of makes it a nice base for the foundation. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get onto applying the foundation, and I have the shade 312 Golden. It is not like the perfect match for me. It is a little bit more on the peachy side as I have a more of a yellow undertone, but it was the closest match for me, and I can really get away with it because once I powder and everything, it kind of takes away, because it's like just like maybe a shade, like it's the right shade, I think, it's just the wrong undertone. So I don't know. It kind of works a lot better than the first shade that I had. This one is just a little bit off, but we'll work with it. So I like to apply it with a sponge. I just found that that is the best application for me. When I did it with a brush, it was just really thick, and it just didn't really like get it into my skin, kind of like a sponge does. I feel like by patting it into your skin with a sponge, it really like lays it down on your skin nicely where you won't get breakage. throughout the day. So I just prefer this foundation with a sponge, but you can again do it however you like. So I'm just going to start off with one pump and then we'll add on top of that. So I'm just going to go in with my EcoTool sponge and just apply it to the face. And you can see it has really, really good coverage. Like all of that discoloration, I had a really like bad pimple right there. It just completely covers everything up. You can still like see through a little bit, but with a second layer, like you're good. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a very good coverage foundation. You can see like compared to that side, I love it. And I don't think it comes across on camera as much like the undertone difference, but definitely in person it's just a little too like peachy compared to like my yellow skin, like on my chest and things. Like you can see a much more yellow undertone, whereas this one just has more of like a peachy undertone. But again, like I said, it's completely workable. Like nothing that would keep me from wearing the foundation. I just have to work a little harder to do a bit of correction with my powders and stuff. And like I just kind of correct it with my concealers and things like that. So that was one pump. I'm going to go in with another pump. And you just want to make sure that you're really like patting it into the skin. So you can see this is a second layer on this side. And it just like, it's very buildable coverage for sure. So if you're not satisfied with that first layer, you can definitely build on top and it just lays on it nicely. It goes on the nose really, really well, which I've had trouble with other foundation. Like it just separates and it doesn't like blend onto my nose really well. So using a sponge definitely helps with that. And I don't really go like much underneath the eye just because I do put concealer under my eyes and I don't like it to get super cakey under there because I do use like a fuller coverage concealer. So I just kind of try to avoid that under eye area. Make sure the foundation is super blended out. That's the best trick for doing foundations and making sure it's not cakey, is really just taking your time to blend it into the skin really well. It's going to keep it, it's going to just kind of like really soak into your skin, and it's going to make it like last really well and just not look super cakey once you put all of your other stuff on top. Okay. So this is what the foundation looks like. I think it's really nice. It's not super, super matte. Like it still has a little bit of sheen to it. So, it's not like a super luminous and dewy foundation, but it's not super matte. It's more on the matte side for me, I think, than not. But there is still like a sheen, so it makes it look like very natural coverage. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put on my concealer and kind of set my foundation. And I'll come back to show you what it looks like with that on. And then I'll do the rest of my makeup all together and then kind of do the final check-in. But we just finished applying the foundation and it is 10:49 a.m. So we're going to kind of use that as our basis of time. So whenever I do my check-ins, I'll kind of do it based off of 10:50 because when we finish putting on the makeup. And then yeah, so I'll be right back to show you what it looks like with the rest of my concealer and powder put on. Alright, so I am back and this is what the foundation looks like with my concealer on and just powder. So I don't have any bronzer on or anything like that. And I did go ahead and just do my eyebrows while I was there just because they were calling to be done. So yeah, this is what it looks like when it's set. Again, I haven't put on any bronzer or blush or anything like that, and I also haven't done the final set with the with my setting spray to kind of lock it all in and set it down. But this is what it looks like again so far. Very pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like with everything set, completely done, and then we'll take the wear test from there. Alright, so I am back, and this is what the foundation looks like with everything on. I did go ahead and film a tutorial on this look. This is using the Bad Habit Athena palette, and it should already be up, so if you're interested in this makeup, definitely go check that out. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of hop on and show you what it looks like with everything done, like my blush, bronzer, highlighter, all that. Definitely still looks really, really pretty. Very full coverage. I'm in love. So yeah, the time is now 12 o'clock. So it did take me a little bit longer because I was filming a video and all of that. But yeah, I'll check in before I go to work, like right before I go to work, probably in like an hour or so. So it'll probably be like around the 3-ish hour mark. And we'll see how it's looking there. And then you'll kind of see it towards the end of the day as well. So yeah, thank you guys. Or no. So yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, I'm just checking in really quickly. The time is right now 1:59, so I am running a little late for work, but I wanted to check in really quickly. I have to do it on my iPhone because there is a problem going on with my camera. It's not letting me put my memory card all the way in, so I really want to figure it out, but I just don't have time right now to figure it out. So I still wanted to do my check-in. So this is what my skin is looking like. It looks a lot more oily than it tends to at this stage. I don't know what's going on with that. So I don't know, I'm tempted looking a little bit more oily. I do think the lights are making it look, I'm sorry if I keep moving, like I'm just not used to having my phone, but I think the lights are making it look a little bit more extreme than it actually is, but there is definitely a bit of oil in my T-zone, so that's happening, but it still looks really, really good. No fading or anything. It's only been like 3 hours, so I wouldn't expect any fading, but I will come back in a couple more hours. I'm not going to touch up or anything, even though I like really, really want to, and we'll just kind of see how it progresses throughout the day. So I will see you in a minute. Alright, so I did just get to work, and I just feel like I really need a touch up just because like I feel like a little bit shiny. I was trying to think on my way here like why I would be more shiny, because honestly the other times that I wore this, like I had no problems, but it is 50 degrees today, and the other times I wore it was significantly colder. It was like in the like low 20s, so I'm thinking maybe like the warmer weather is making my skin I'm thinking maybe like the warmer weather is making my skin more on the oily side today. I'm not sure. All I know is like it didn't react this way. Like by this point it wouldn't have been this oily the other times I used it. I don't know what's going on, but I am gonna just go ahead and do a quick touch up. I'm just gonna blot my face with this napkin. I'm not gonna like add any powder or anything. I'm just gonna kind of try and take away as much of the excess oil as I can, because I ain't trying to go into work looking all crazy, and I have like a couple of hours here, and I feel like it's just gonna get worse and I'm gonna look more crazy. So this is what it looks like with just a little bit of simple blotting. Like that's all I'm gonna do is just take away the excess oil. I'm not gonna add any powder or anything like that. So this is what we're working with, and it's 2:36 right now, so it's about 4 hours. Yeah, so this might be like a drier skin type of foundation for me, or like colder weather, winter type of foundation, or just have to use like a more mattifying primer with it. Definitely have to kind of play around with it still, but that's this update. So I'm gonna go in here because I'm 7 minutes late now, so yeah. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, so welcome back to good quality. I did fix my camera. I'm not even really sure how, but I ain't complaining. It's fixed. The time is now 7:51, so it's been 9 hours. Wow. So I've had this foundation on for 9 hours, and you did see around 2:30 I did blot. So about 5 hours ago I did blot. So this is how much oil has produced since I blotted. Like I said, I just blotted my foundation. I didn't add any concealer, or not concealer. I just did a blot with that napkin like you saw in the last clip, but I didn't add any powder or anything like that. So this is the amount of oil that has transpired since then. But honestly, for 9 hours of wear, like, I still think that this is really good. Like, I mean, obviously it's not like super amazing, but I've had foundations that have worn off worse. Like, I could continue to wear this and not feel like, ew, gross, like I need to get this foundation off my face ASAP. I will say that I have noticed that I always get kind of like mascara flaking under my eyes. I don't know if this is a foundation, but I've just been getting that recently. So I don't know if my mascara is just kind of like drying up and it's going bad, or if for some reason this foundation like catches mascara flakes or something. Like, I don't know, but that has been something that I have noticed a couple of times that I have worn this. Like, I will get mascara flaking underneath my eyes, and don't judge me, this lash is literally like falling off, like I'm about to take it off. But I just wanted to do this quick check-in and really show you guys what it's looking like. I probably will go ahead and take off the foundation. It's almost 8 o'clock. I kind of just want to wash my face and let it breathe a little bit, because like I said, I have been breaking out a lot lately. But honestly, I'm just really like my skin looks good still. Like, I'm not, like, yeah, there is some like oiliness in my T-zone, but like it's not that bad. Like, I'm excited. Like, I really do like this foundation. I definitely, now that my skin is getting, I guess, the warmer the weather is, you know, the more oily my skin gets. And then also, I haven't really been drinking that much water today, so maybe that also is another factor, because maybe I'm a little dehydrated, so my skin is overcompensating with oils. There's a lot of factors that could be to my oil producingness, but I'm trying to say is, you know, maybe if I have like a mattifying primer, it would last even better without the oiliness. So definitely take that into account, that I did just use like a smoothing primer. I didn't really do anything to combat oil because I didn't really think that my skin was going to get oily. But I do have just like 1/2 of a tissue, so I'm going to blot really quickly just to like show you how you can touch up, or what it looks like if you touched it up at this point. So that's what it looks like if you just blotted. So it really did, you know, just like kind of re-mattify my skin. Now I'm just going to go and add just a little bit of powder on top of that, just to, you know, give it more coverage. This pimple right here is kind of starting to come through a little bit more. Right here on the sides of my nose, I'm starting to see redness, but I didn't add any concealer to those areas. I really only put concealer underneath my eyes, like highlighting concealer. I didn't put any like coverage concealer. So, you know, if I would have concealed and really like tried to add extra layers, who knows how it would have held up, like, you know. So just keep that in mind as well. If you do have troublesome areas, you know, there are other things you can maybe do to help combat this problem. But yeah, once I just put a little bit of powder, like bleh. That 2-second touch up and I look brand new again. This is 9 hours after wear. Like, I'm just really surprised at how this foundation it really does last. And usually, even if it says super long lasting foundations, after about like 7 or 8 hours, my foundation, like, it doesn't last. Like, my skin just does not hold on to it. Like, the oils break it up, you know, it's not a good look. But this one is the first one that I feel like really has lasted truly to the point where I feel like I could continue to wear it even after the 9-hour mark. Like, there are really not many foundations in my collection that I can say that about. So I am a happy camper. So my final thoughts and review on this foundation, I definitely think that they could expand their color range for sure to include not even more shades, but just also more undertones as well. I feel like they were lacking kind of like more yellow undertones. So that is something that I would love to see. It's really good. It's very, you know, like a classic bottle. It's a very good price point. It lasts a really long time. I would definitely say to make sure that you're prepping your skin well, because if you do have dryness and things on your skin, it has caught to those areas when I've used it before. So just definitely make sure you're just prepping your skin well, moisturizing, priming if you think necessary, and just really like to give it the best shot. What else can I say about it? Honestly, I don't really have any much like negative things to say about it. Like, I think that this is a really good option for a drugstore foundation that's gonna last a really long time, give you good coverage, and I think it might be like my new favorite. I'm definitely gonna keep on wearing it, keep testing it out, and see how it goes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have tried this foundation. What are your thoughts on it? Like, what kind of skin type do you have? How did it work for you? And also, don't forget to let me know what videos you guys want to see in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!